Welcome to our YouTube channel. If you are new here, please subscribe to our channel and leave a like. As for our returning viewers, welcome back. Derek Banks, born October 19, 1992, known professionally as Lil Durk, is an American rapper, singer and songwriter. He is the lead member and founder of the collective and record label Only the Family, also known as ODF. Durk garnered a cult following with the release of his Sign to the Streets mixtape series in 2013 to 2014, which led to a record deal with Def Jam Recordings. The label would release his debut studio albums, Remember My Name in 2015 and Lil Durk 2 Times in 2016, before Durk departed Def Jam in 2018. Following the independent release of his Just Cause You All Waited mixtape in March 2018, Durk signed a deal with Alamo Records in July. In April 2020, Durk made his first appearance as a lead artist on the Billboard Hot 100 with a single viral moment off his fifth studio album, Just Cause You All Waited 2 in 2020. Lil Durk's commercial resurgence continued with singles such as Three-Headed Goat featuring Polo G and Lil Baby, Backdoor, and The Voice. His features on Drake's 2020 single, Laugh Now Cry Later, and Pooh Shiesty's song, Back in Blood, as well as his LPs, The Voice in 2020 and his joint album with Lil Baby, The Voice of the Heroes in 2021, which became his first release to debut atop the Billboard 200. His 2022 release 7220 became his second consecutive #1 album. Born on October 19, 1992, in Inglewood on the south side of Chicago, Illinois, Banks grew up with a great deal of responsibility at home, as his father was incarcerated when he was 7 months old. He recalled that there were times when he did not have enough food at home when he was younger. He started his first breakthrough on social media channels like MySpace and YouTube, and grew fond of the idea of being a rapper as his online fan base started to expand. Banks took his career more seriously after becoming a father at 17, and dropping out of school at Paul Robeson High School in order to join the Black Disciples, a street gang in Chicago. Soon after joining, he began to get into trouble with the law, and served time in October 2011 due to gun charges, including possession of a firearm with a defaced serial number. He later pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of aggravated unauthorized use of a weapon, according to court records. Throughout his childhood, his father, Dante Banks Sr., had been serving 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole, with no disclosed details. He had an older brother, Dante Banks Jr., who was known as D-Hang. As of 2020, Durk has 6 children. He was engaged to his longtime girlfriend, India Royale. On May 31, 2014, Durk's cousin, rapper MacArthur OTF Nunes Swindle, was murdered. Then, on March 27, 2015, Uchenna OTF Chino Dalla Ajana, Durk's friend and manager, was also shot dead. On November 6, 2020, Lil Durk's close friend King Von was murdered in Atlanta. On June 6, 2021, Durk's brother, Dante D-Hang Banks Jr., was shot and killed outside of a Chicago nightclub. In the early hours of July 11, 2021, Durk was targeted in a home invasion, where he and his then-girlfriend exchanged gunfire with the suspects. Nobody was harmed, and the suspects fled the scene. Durk is Muslim. In his song, Viral Moment, he says, "I changed my life, I'm Muslim." In his verse on Drake's album In the Bible, he says, "I'm Muslim, I go by Quran." He is also seen wearing a kufi and thobe, and observing the Islamic prayer in the music video for his song, Street Prayer. In 2011, Durk was arrested on a weapons charge and sentenced to 3 months in jail. He was later released on bond, only to be sent back to serve 87 more days. On June 5, 2013, Durk was arrested after allegedly throwing a loaded .40 caliber handgun into his car when police approached him on South Green Street in Chicago. He was charged with unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. He was held on $100,000 bond, and his lawyer would claim to have 9 affidavits from witnesses who confirmed Durk's innocence. One witness also admitted the gun was his. Durk was released on July 18, 2013. On September 4, 2015, hours before a scheduled concert performance at the Theater of Living Arts in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a shootout occurred, leaving Durk's tour bus damaged by gunfire, and one man dead during the scene. Durk was not arrested or questioned by police. On August 19, 2016, Durk was cleared of disregarding probation when he was arrested on felony gun charges. The judge dropped the charges. In June 2019, Lil Durk and King Von were arrested on attempted murder charges. According to prosecutors, the two men robbed and shot a man outside a popular Atlanta drive-in for a Jeep Cherokee and $30,000 on February 5, 2019. After weeks in jail, Durk and Von were released on $250,000 and $300,000 bonds, respectively. In October 2022, the charges against Durk were dismissed. Durk was involved in a rivalry between Chief Keef and rival gangster disciple Joseph Lil Jojo Coleman. After Durk released the song L's Anthem, in which dissed Jojo's gang set, The Brick Squad, not to be confused with rapper Gucci Mane's label, Jojo responded with a diss track, BDK, 300K, calling out a vast majority of gang members, most namely Keef, Lil Reese, and Durk. The feud ended in tragedy, after Lil Jojo was shot and killed on September 4, 2012. After signing, respectively, with Universal Music's sister labels, Def Jam Recordings and Interscope Records, social and personal problems between Durk and Chief Keef's label, Glow Gang, began to develop in late 2012. After a social media exchange, Durk disassociated himself from Keef's label. Then, a swan of diss songs followed, even for Durk in particular, his remix to Nicki Minaj's Chirac with Meek Mill and Shy Glizzy. There, he not only calls out Keef, but also mentions Lil Reese, The Game, Tyga, King L, and the Gangster Disciples. He even calls Keef disrespectful for turning his back on their friendship for Tyga and The Game's own remix of Chirac. In the midst of Keef's then ongoing beef with rap group Migos, Durk shouted out the group in support to humiliate Keef. However, in August 2014, Durk decided to mend his differences with him, and just squash the feud. After Durk dissed King L on his Chirac remix, L would respond to both him and Keef, calling their feud a whack movie trailer comparison. However, this ended up short-lived, as King L called his debacle with Durk a big mistake. Durk's feud with California rappers The Game and Tyga ignited in 2014, after releasing their remix to Nicki Minaj's Chirac, called Chirac to LA. This both urged Durk and The Game to respond by heated exchanges socially. After Durk threatened to holler at Tyga, he went to sexually boast about having an affair with Game's ex-fiancée, Tiffany Cambridge. However, this would force Game to respond with Bigger Than Me, which he targets Durk, 40 Glock, 2014 XXL's freshman class, and many countless others. Just 8 months following, Durk squashed his feuds with Game, and a week later with Tyga. In his adolescence, Durk and famous Dex attended Paul Robeson High School, but after they both dropped out, the two seemingly lost contact. After Durk became famous, Dex immediately revealed in an interview that he never saw him in his later days soon after, until they finally got a chance to meet with one another during the 2016 BET Awards. Durk also admitted that he was still rockin' with Dex. In the spring of 2016, after Tay 600 was accused of testifying against fellow black disciples Rondo No. 9, C-Day, and D-Rose 600 in their murder trials as an eyewitness, he was kicked out of his gang set, the Team 600, and was also dropped from Only the Family. However, Tay 600 denied snitching on his former friends, and blamed the entire ordeal on Durk, as he responded with a music video for his song, Pressure, as well as a mixtape, The Truth, released that February. After dissing Tay 600 at a live venue, Durk also released a remix to Meek Mill's We Ball with Tay's cousin, Buka 600. Infuriated of the fact that his ex-friend collaborated with a rival, Tay 600 responded with his own remix of We Ball, calling Durk's collective Only the Family fags. The feud resurfaced later in September 2017, after Tay 600 criticized his former gang members for not helping him. He also bragged that he was involved in an affair with the mother of 2 of Durk's 6 children. Durk's 5th album, Just Cause You All Waited 2, followed on May 8, 2020. The album contains his second highest charting song, Three-Headed Goat, featuring Polo G and Lil Baby. It debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200. A deluxe edition of the album was released on June 26, 2020, with 7 additional tracks, helping the album climb to a new peak of number 2 on the Billboard 200. On August 14, 2020, Lil Durk was featured on Canadian rapper Drake's single, Laugh Now Cry Later. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Banks' first top 40 and top 10 entry, and his highest charting song. On August 28, 2020, Lil Durk confirmed that a future project of his would be called The Voice, which would eventually turn out to be the title track for his 6th studio album The Voice, first hinting at an October 2020 release. He initially stated he would release new music on the same day as rapper 6ix9ine's second studio album, Tattletales, amid their feud. The title track was released as the lead single from the album, along with the music video on September 4, 2020. He later released Stay Down with American singer Black and American rapper Young Thug as the second single, along with the video on October 30, 2020. Finally, he released Backdoor as the third and final single, along with the video on December 21, 2020. The album was eventually released on December 24, 2020. It is a tribute to his label mate and late close friend, King Von, who is on the cover, and who was featured on the song, Still Trappin'. Durk made a guest appearance on Kanye West's 10th studio album Donda, on the song Jonah, which was released on August 29, 2021. Like with all other guest appearances on this album, Durk was also not acknowledged directly. He was also featured on Drake's 6th studio album Certified Lover Boy, on the song In the Bible, which released on September 3, 2021. On February 22, 2022, Lil Durk released the new single, Aha, produced by Southside. He initially stated that his 7th studio album, 7220, was due to be released on the same day, but it was pushed back to March 11. It was released then, consisting of 17 tracks, including guest appearances from Future, Gunna, Summer Walker, and Morgan Wallen. On July 31, 2022, Durk announced that following an incident that occurred on July 30, where his head was struck by an explosive pyrotechnic, he will be suspending performing and recording to recover from his injuries. In the accident, which happened during his set at the Lollapalooza Music Festival in Chicago, Durk suffered injuries to his face and right eye. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do so and also like the video and leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching.